Well, welcome to the Sports Showcase event on Hartford TV. I'm Don Morrison. Tonight, we're at C. Milton Wright High School. It is the C. Milton Wright Mustangs hosting their arch rivals, the Bel Air Bobcats, in what should be a shootout game here tonight at C. Milton Wright. The Mustangs come in with a record of 2-1. Bel Air is 3-0. The Bobcats had defeated Haverty Gray Century and a 42-0 winner last week against North Hartford, averaging about 37 points a game. They've given up just 7 points all season long. But they lost to C. Milton Wright last year in this showdown game, 28-7. Coach Eric Siegel is Bel Air's coach for his 18th year with the program, 4th as the head coach. Bobcats are led by quarterback senior Jay Perez, hitting on 67.3% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, throwing for an average of about 158 yards a game. Favorite receivers are Trey Dennis, 8 catches for 4 TDs. Gavin Shaw has also 8 catches for 182 yards. That's almost 23 yards a catch. Mason Farrell, 6 catches, and Ty Smothers also has 4 with 2 TDs. On the ground, Nate Furrow is the leading ball carrier, 336 yards, averaging 8.8 yards per carry. He's also caught 4 passes. And Nehemiah Ramsey averaging 10.3 yards a carry. Defensively, linebackers Raul Hubbard, Savion Ricketts, and Nate Furrow are the leaders. They're giving up an average of just over 100 yards in total offense each game. Meanwhile, C. Milton Wright, as we mentioned, coming in at 2-1, won their first 2 games against Northeast and North Hartford, lost last week to Edgewood by 36-0. So you know they're out to avenge last year to continue what they did and also last week. Mustangs beat North Hartford 13-6. That compares to Bel Air's 42-0 win last year. Coach Larry Ashman in his 21st season with the Mustangs, his first as the head coach. 2 of his sons, sophomore Kyle Ashman at quarterback, wide receiver Brady Ashman, a junior, is at receiver. Kyle is 11 for 19, 156 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception. Senior tailback Tyler Jaski, 202 yards on 37 carries. That's 5.5 yards a carry. The top receiver is Luciano Higgins. He's caught 7 balls for 70 yards. On defense, the Mustangs have recorded a total of 7 sacks. They've had 3 fumble recoveries and 3 interceptions. They're led by middle linebacker Brewer Fullwood. He has 39 total tackles and a forced fumble. Meantime, quarterback Kevin Kolb has 2 interceptions and 3 passes broken up. That's what we're looking at tonight. Again, Bel Air looking to continue their unbeaten ways, also looking to avenge last year's loss and winning here on the field at C. Milton Wright. Coin toss on the field, as you can see. The Bel Air Bobcats dressed in their white uniforms. They'll be defending the goal over to your right. C. Milton Wright in their powder blue. Used to be called Carolina blue. Now it's C. Milton Wright blue. They'll be kicking off from left to right. So we're just about ready to get underway. 4 12-minute quarters. High school football, nothing like it. It's a whiteout night for the Bel Air Bobcat fans. They're here on the side of the field where I am. To the right of me is the band for C. Milton Wright. And then the C. Milton Wright fans across the way in your camera view. This should be a great rivalry showdown between these 2 teams. The Bel Air Bobcats, as we said, looking to continue their winning ways. C. Milton Wright trying to get back on the winning track. Hope you enjoy it. Again, it is going to be a great, great night for football. Temperatures may be somewhere in the high 40s. Very little wind, no threat of rain, so it is just a great night for high school football. There you see the Mustangs again dressed in those very familiar powder blue uniforms. The powder blue, black, and white, their colors. Give you the officials for tonight's game. The referee is Steve Warner. John Blaha is the umpire. The linesman is Jim Ellis. Robert Hackett is the line judge. Jeff Patchell, the back judge. Roger Jarras, the field judge. And the side judge is Nate Lawless. So we're just about ready to get underway. The Mustangs to be kicking off from left to right. And here we go. Our game is underway. Ball hits, fielded by the Bobcats, bringing it back. That's Trey Dennis bringing it back here to about the just about the 30-yard line. That's where the Bobcats will put in play, first down and 10. Ball just about at the 25-yard line is where they'll put it in play. Bobcats on offense led by their senior quarterback, Jay Perez, number 4, the 5'10", 150-pound senior. His wide receivers, Mason Farrell, number 12, and Trey Dennis, number 25, along with Gavin Shaw, number 2, and Ty Smothers, number 5. Perez back to throw without a fake. Hits his wide receiver on the near side. That's Nate Furrow. Furrow going down the sideline for a big gain. Still on his feet, down to the 20, and finally out of bounds taken as Furrow goes out of bounds. The side judge says he steps out at about the 42-yard line of C. Milton Wright. So the first play from scrimmage, it's a little short spot pass to Nate Furrow. Furrow, who's caught 4 passes already coming in, now has his 5th catch, picked up about 30 yards on that play. First down and 10, the ball at the 45-yard line of C. Milton Wright. Bobcat offensive line, Carter Driscoll, William Entner, Matthew Valentin, Jonathan Zilka, and Alex Viscotti. Give off to Fullwood. Furrow around that side. Nate Furrow picks up about 2. Going to be stopped short. The defensive left side, Lucas Seaford and Josh Osawaga on the tackle. The ball at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of about 3. Tommy Newen given tackle credit. Second down, about 7 yards to go. Just underway at C. Milton Wright. Glad you could be with us. Jay Perez, 67.3% of his passes complete this year. 475 yards, hands off again. It's Furrow, has a bit of a block, makes it behind William Entner, picks up maybe 5 or 6. Be short of the first down, bring up a 3rd down. Luke Longerbeam and Jacob DiMarino on the tackle. Ball across the 40 to about the 39. They've got to get to the 35 for a first down through the Bel Air Bobcats. Perez with Furrow behind him. Hands it off to Furrow. Going to be close to the first down. Hit and taken off his feet by Longerbeam. Luke Longerbeam on the tackle. It might be about a half yard short. Be interesting to see. They're in territory where you would expect early in the ball game they might go for it, and they are. 4th down and about, maybe a long yard. Big play here early on. Mustangs, if they can stop them and take over, that would be a big boost for them in front of their home crowd. Perez under center this time. Turns, hands to Furwood. He's going to Furrow, I should say. Excuse me, Nate. Nate, the 5'11", 200-pounder, picks up the first down without any problem at all. Goes across the 30-yard line down to about the 29. Furrow is a workhorse, captain of this team. 38 carries, 336 yards, and 8.8 yards per carry average. First and 10. Drive started at the 25. Now going 5 plays. Back to throw without a fake. Looking for a man. Has his man on the far side. Hit in a short gain. Catch made by Bel Air's Gavin Shaw, the 5'8", 160-pounder. Picks up maybe 4 yards, maybe 5 on first down. Just underway here, about 9 minutes left in the first period. Second down, a long 5 to go. Perez in the shotgun. Furrow beside him. Rolling this way. Now throws, has his man, that's going to be caught. Great pass, caught by Gavin Shaw. There's a flag down. They're going to say holding, so that will wipe out what would have been a first down play. As you saw, Perez rolling to his left. turned those hips, fired the ball right on the money, caught by Gavin Shaw. But that's going to be wiped out. It's going to cost him 10 yards on the hold. So instead of being 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line, Bobcats backed up all the way to their 45. Coach Eric Sigel, his 18th year, as we mentioned, his 4th year as head coach at Bel Air. Kyle Benfield, Julian Pickett, Brandon Mikesell, Jeffrey Smelka, and Timothy Hammond, the assistant coaches for the Bel Air Bobcats. Bobcats coming in at 3-0, giving up only 7 points all year long. Handoff, Furrow, following that left guard, William Entner, picks up about 4 or 5 on 2nd down. Tackle made by Longerbeam and DiMarino. Third down. Ball at the 41. They've got to get down to the 23 for a 1st down. So it's 3rd down and about 20 to go. Maybe 22 as I look at it again. Perez without a fake. Now throws. Leaping catch short of the 1st down. Looks like that's Gavin Shaw again. Yep, number 2, Gavin Shaw.
Pass complete to number 2, Gavin Shaw.
Nice leaping catch on that far side. Going to come up about, let's see, they're going to put the marker down about 7 yards short of the 1st down. 4th down and 7.
Mustang fans, it's 4th down.
Looks like they've got to get inside the, just about to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line for the 1st down. Ball resting inside the 30 at the 29. Actually, really at about the 26. It's about a 4th and 6 to go. Big down here. Bel Air picked up a 4th down play earlier on, as you remember. Perez. Looking, throwing, has a man. It's complete here to the near side. Hit and going to be held, knocked down and short of the 1st down. Catch made by Charles Hammond, but it's going to be well short of the 1st down. So the 9-play drive stopped on downs, and the Mustangs will take over. That big holding call against Bel Air backed them up. Big defensive stand by the Mustangs. Looks like they will take over inside their 30-yard line at about the 27. 6 minutes, 39 seconds left on the 1st period clock. Coach's son, Kyle Ashman, is the quarterback. He's only a sophomore, 6'4", 160-pound sophomore. A left-hander. Back to throw. Throwing. Has his man. Short of the 1st down. He's going to be taken down at about the 35-yard line.
Pass complete number 8, Jason Smith.
Alex Smith with the catch. Alex, 5'11", 160-pound senior. Had 4 receptions coming in. Picks up about 5 yards on that 1st down pass. Kyle Ashman, again, a 6'4", 160-pound sophomore. He's completed 11 of his 19 passes this year for 156 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. Luciano Higgins. Tyler Jaskey is the tailback. Give to Jaskey. Boom, he is hit, and down he goes. What a tackle made by big number 24, Nate Furrow. Nate Furrow, captain on this team. As you know, the big running back, also a linebacker. 21 tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. Make that now 3 tackles for a loss. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and just about 8, make it 6 yards to go. Big 3rd down play. Brady Ashman, the other son of the coach, flanked here to the right side. Looks like Bobcats may have jumped. It's going to cost them 5 yards and make the 3rd down a whole lot easier for C. Milton Wright. if that's the call.
Offsides, Bobcats.
That is the call, the offside against Bel Air. It's going to bring up still a third down, but now a third down and a long one. 5 minutes, 9 seconds counting left in this first period. No score, as you see. Bobcats had a drive inside the 10-yard line, put back by a holding call. It was a 9-play drive that took up about 5 minutes of the clock. Kyle Ashman turns, gives, short gain and maybe no gain at all. Boy, give credit to that Bel Air Bobcat defensive line. Mason Furl, Carter Driscoll, Chris Vanzia. Going to still be a fourth down. They're going to be fourth and about a long yard. Let's see if
4th and 1.
Coach Larry Ashman is brave here. Some might call it foolhardy if he does go for it. Again, he might be just trying to draw Bel Air offside. Ball is resting at the 38-yard line. They've got to get to the 39 for the first down. Actually, it's about at the 36. They've got to get to the 37. Looks like they're going for it. They turn, the give, and a fumble. Ball is loose. It's going to be Bobcat football. He was short of the first down anyhow. Bel Air will take over on the downs unless they got that fumble recovery. Really doesn't matter because it was fourth down. Here you'll see the replay. You'll see how he's hit as he gets into the hole. It looked like Jaski carrying the ball. That's Jaski. Boom, he is hit. That's Furrow again, number 24, who bangs into him. What a tackle, what a hit. Big break for the Bobcats. They'll take over on downs on C. Milton Wright's 33-yard line. Perez back to throw, rolling. Has a man high and almost intercepted.
Second down.
Bobcats taking over on C. Milton Wright's 33-yard line. Now second down. 3 minutes, 49 seconds. The clock stopped on the incompletion. Jay Perez, strong arm quarterback, senior, 5'10", 150 pounds. 33 for 49 on the season, 475 yards and 8 touchdowns coming in. Bobcats 3-0, 48-7 over Havre de Grace, 20-0 over Century, 42-0 over North Hartford, their record so far. Perez has his man complete. Got a good gain, still on his feet. Looks like that was Trey Dennis, number 25, on the catch. It is a first down. Perez coming over to the near side to get the play from his coach. Runs back in and then has the play. Ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Remember, C. Milton Wright went for it on 4th down, didn't pick it up, fumbled the ball, gave it to the Bobcats on the 33-yard line. First down. Handoff. Furrow driving. Has a hole. He has a touchdown. It's a 20-yard touchdown run for Nate Furrow, the 5'11", 200-pound senior. 20 yards out. The touchdown run almost not touched at all from the center of the line. Goes in almost untouched with a touchdown. At 3:15 left here in the first, the Bobcats break on top. You'll see the replay, how he's able to get through the line almost untouched. Nice cutback. Furrow, that good-sized young man who makes the touchdown. And while you're away, the extra point is good by the Bobcats. Kicked by Devin Terzak. So make it 7-0 for the Bobcats as Terzak adds the extra point. Well, Larry Ashman showing a lot of, I guess, maybe home field courage on that attempted first down. Didn't turn out for him as the running back was stopped cold by Furrow, Nate Furrow, coming into the line. And then Furrow capped it off with that 20-yard touchdown run, capping a 3-play drive, 33 yards. It only took about a minute to to score that first touchdown. So just like that, the Bobcats ahead 7-0 against their arch rivals, the C. Milton Wright Mustangs. These two schools separated by what, maybe 4 miles in the greater Bel Air area. Terzak with the kickoff. It's going to hit and go through the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line where the Mustangs will put the ball in play, their second offensive possession, this time starting from their own 20-yard line.
First down, Mustangs.
Kyle Ashman, the sophomore quarterback. His brother Brady Ashman, the junior wide receiver. Alex Smith, also one of the wide receivers, along with Luciano Higgins and Lucas Seifert. Line, Luke Longerbeam, Artur Vasconcelos, John Weber, Jacob DiMarino, and Josh Asawaga. Pass. It is complete right over the middle on a big, big catch and a nice gain. All the way up to about the 45-yard line. The pass completion looked like it went to number 12. And it is a first down for the Mustangs. That's Luciano Higgins with the catch. Boy, that hit him right in stride, and Higgins got all the way out to the 42-yard line. You'll see how he's hit right in stride. Great pass, nice catch. And Higgins taken down after he picked up about, maybe, 20 yards. Handoff inside. Jaski's going to pick up maybe 2 or 3. Actually, check it, that was not Jaski, but instead it was.
2nd and 8.
Well, let's see. I'm not sure who had that ball. It looked like it could have been Quante Salters. We'll have to wait a second to get that. Pickup of 2 yards. Handoff around to Luciano Higgins. He's going to be hit and taken out of bounds on the far side. No gain on the play. Big crowd here at C. Milton Wright. The Bel Air Bobcats traveling well. The whole stands here on this near side filled with those white-shirted Bel Air Rooters. It looks like what they call the whiteout here tonight. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. They've got to get up, do the Mustangs past the 50-yard line to about the 48. Ashman calling signals. Flags go down. Officials rush in. I'm going to hazard a guess here. It's going to be against the Bobcats, a 5-yard penalty.
Illegal sub, Bobcats.
Called for an illegal substitution, the Bobcats, and so that picks up 5 yards for the Mustangs, and again makes that 3rd down a lot easier. Rather than 3rd and 10, it's going to be 3rd and 5. The ball at about the 48-yard line. They've got to get inside Bel Air territory to the 47 for the first. And now jumping offside, the Bobcats, and that's going to cost them 5 and maybe a first down on 2 penalties. So the Bobcats have had 4 penalties now. 3 in the rather minor variety. The one big one was that holding call that wiped out a big game. So it is going to be a first down for the Mustangs in Bel Air territory. Just a little anxious there on that far side. Jumping offside, picking up the first down. Hit in the hole, very little gain. Good job by the Bobcat defense. Number 9, Chris Wanzia. Pickup of maybe 1 on first down. 3-play drive with the benefit of 2 penalties that have given the Mustangs a first down. Of course, that big pass play earlier which picked up about 20 yards. Back to throw. Faking. Now still with the ball. Now throws it away. Under heavy pressure. Putting the pressure on for the Bobcats was Charles Hammond. Check, it was Micah Graham for the Bobcats putting the pressure on. Kyle Ashman was able to get it away. 3rd down and 9. Ashman looked like he wanted to throw, pulled it back down, rolled to his left, and had no time and had to get rid of it. Just threw it away. 1 minute, 11 seconds, clock stopped with the incompletion. Micah Graham here to the near side. Fumble, picked up, and hit, and he's going to go down. Ashman, no place to go. Bobcats all over him. Tackle made by Chris Vanzia. Chris Vanzia, number 9, came in and made that tackle.
Fourth down.
Loss of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 13. This time they're not going to go for it. Mustangs are going to punt the ball away. High snap, pull down. Kick is a nice high booming kick. It's going to hit. Did it hit a Bobcat? Nope. They're going to say it did not. It's going to roll dead. Nice punt there by C. Milton Wright. The punter, Keith Cochran, hit that ball under heavy pressure, hit it high and deep. Hit and took a nice roll for C. Milton Wright. The Bobcats will have possession, their 3rd possession, this time on a punt. About 17 seconds left in the first period. Mustangs move the ball well out of their territory. Bobcats starting inside the 20 at about the 15-yard line. 1st down and 10. Jay Perez, the senior quarterback. Handoff. Furrow off that left side. Boy, he's really traveled well behind the blocks of Carter Driscoll and William Entner, along with center Matthew Valentin. Excuse me, Matthew Valenta. And that is the end of the first period. Sorry, Matthew. That Bobcat offensive line, Carter Driscoll, 6'1", 230. William Entner, 6'2", 255. Matthew Valenta, 6'2", 260. 6'3", 225, Jonathan Zilka, and Alex Visconti, 6'6", 300 pounds. That is a large offensive line for the Bobcats. So now we go to the second period. Bobcats, as you see, with that 7-0 lead. The 20-yard run by Nate Furrow after having made the big stop on the 4th down against C. Milton, causing the fumble, and then took it on the 3rd play of that drive, took it in from 20 yards out. Zach added the extra point, and that's where we are. There you see the Mustang band doing a great job here tonight. And the Hartford TV van right behind them. Great thing about high school football, the bands, the cheerleaders, the pep squads, and especially when you get C. Milton Wright and Bel Air, arch rivals, again, located about 4 miles apart from one another. C. Milton Wright, located off Route 543, the Bel Air Bobcat home, right in the middle of the town of Bel Air. Of course, C. Milton Wright was born out of Bel Air. The school opened in 1980, taking the, I guess you'd call the northern, western attendance area of Bel Air. Gosh, that's 42 years ago that this school opened. It doesn't seem that long ago. Oh well, 2nd down. Handoff off the right side. Great defensive play by C. Milton Wright, coming in and gang tackling. Mustangs Hayden Kozinski in on that tackle. Not much of a gain on first down. Actually on second down, and we'll bring up a third. Third down now and about 1.5. Handoff. Cutting back. Has the first down. Leaping for it. That looked like Nehemiah Ramsey. Ramsey, the alternate back. Also a great runner himself, averaging 10.3 yards per carry. He's going to pick up the first down. So you've got Nate Furrow, the 5'11", 200-pound senior, and Nehemiah Ramsey, also a senior, 5'10", 155 pounds. Nehemiah Ramsey, more of the scat back, if you will. Nate Furrow, the slashing hard runner. Great combination behind Jay Perez. First down and 10. Perez looking, throwing, has his man. Hit and held. Great tackle in there. Pass was completed to Gavin Shaw. Kevin Kolb right there to make the tackle, the 5'7", 140-pound junior. Kolb with 2 interceptions and 3 pass breakups, one of the top defensive backs. Very little gain, maybe a gain of 2 or 3. Bring up now a second down and about 6. Kolb came up out of nowhere making that tackle. 6 tackles and 2 assists so far on the year. Looking, throwing, has a man deep. It's going to be incomplete. Break up by Kolb. That ball looked like it might have been out of bounds anyhow. Looking for Trey Dennis, number 25, the 6'1", 175 pound, I should say, senior. Incomplete. That'll bring up third down. Pass was on the money, but it may have been just a little bit on the out of bounds side. Third down and about 6. Bobcats to get up almost to the 40. Perez calling signals. Hands it off. Hit and held.
Nice.
Running the ball was Ramsey. Good job, a gang tackle by the Mustangs on that side. Looked like Hayden Kaczynski, number 33, the first man to hit him. That'll bring up a fourth down. Fourth down and about 2. We saw the Mustangs go for it in this almost exact same territory in the first period. Big play here on fourth down. Fourth and a long 2. Perez in the shotgun. Ramsey beside him to throw. Has his man complete. That's Dennis, but he's going to be hit and held. I think it's going to be short of the first down. But great job by Kolb. Kolb came up and hit him as soon as he made that catch, and that means the ball will go over to C. Milton Wright. We've seen both the Mustangs first and now the Bobcats, who really rent for it in their own territory. A big risk. In neither case were they able to pick up the first down. So it will be C. Milton Wright football on the downs, turning over. They'll take it over in the Bel Air Bobcat territory. Going to be on the Bel Air 38-yard line. So we've seen both teams now with a lot of, let's say, courage to go ahead and try in their own territory, neither one being successful. Here's the pass, almost a lateral pass, complete. Short gain on first down. Pass was to number 20, Quante Salters. A gain of maybe a half yard on first down.
Pass complete to Salters, no gain.
Second down, a long 9, maybe a short 10. Kyle Ashman, sophomore quarterback, hands it off. Good hole on the left side, turning. Flag goes down. That was Tyler Jaskey with the ball. Looked like he picked up good yardage, but let's see if the run stands or if he's brought back. Holding is the call. We saw a call go against the Bobcats early that wiped out a big gain. Looks like we have an injury on here on the near side. So we'll wipe out the gain and back the Mustangs up by 10 yards. Young man down on the near side. Don't want to hazard a guess. They're looking at his right leg. As we've said many times, it's so comforting to know that there are medical personnel on site, trainers, medical experts, people who can assess whatever the injury is and render aid right away. Both squads taking a knee out of respect for the injured player. 8 minutes, 26 seconds left in the second period. The Bobcats scored the only touchdown. That came at 3:15 of the first period. It was a 20-yard run by Nate Furrow. Furrow, who had made the big defensive stop on 4th down against C. Milton Wright at their 33-yard line, setting up the 3-play drive, which he capped on that 20-yard run. C. Milton Wright homestanding Mustangs, 2-1 on the year. Big loss last week against Edgewood by that 36-0 score. There you see some of the Mustang home crowd turning out here against our arch rivals, the Bel Air Bobcats. And on the near side where I am, as you see the Mustangs in pretty much all black, the Bel Air Bobcats in pretty much all white. So it's a whiteout for the Bobcats and a blackout for the Mustangs. Rivalry, just a great thing to see between these two teams in any sport. Again, when you're that close in terms of proximity, these kids know each other. They probably play on the same rec teams.
For number 20, Coante Salters.
Up and on his own power, being helped off the field, is Quante Salters, the injured player, moving gingerly off that right leg. Good to see him, though, walking under his own power. And again, the trainer has been able to assess that and find out that there was no real serious damage, nothing ligament-wise or bone-wise, and so they're allowing him to walk off the field. So with the big holding call, wipe out the big gain, take it out to about the 48-yard line. This drive started at the Bel Air 38. It's going backwards. First down pass picked up no yards, and now it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Mustangs are going to have to get down to about the Bel Air 30-yard line. With the ball, looking, throwing, this almost intercepted. Beautiful play. Jumping and knocking down was Tavon Anderson. Tavon Anderson read that all the way, leaped, knocked it down, almost was able to intercept it, had nothing but green grass in front of him. It'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down and about 20. Ball at the 48. They've got to get inside the 30 to about the 29. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left in the half. Mustangs started in great field position at the Bel Air 38 when they stopped the Bobcats on downs, but they've gone backwards partly because of the penalty. Ashman rolling, looking to throw, hit, and down he goes at the 50-yard line. Rolling to his right, the left-hander looking to throw, had nobody open, and he's hit hard and taken down. Bobcats Chris Lanzaya on the tackle. 4th down now. Let's see if the Mustangs, they send in their punter. Recall they went for it in their own territory. This time from midfield, they're going to punt the ball away. It's Keith Cochran again. Keith had that great punt early on. Waiting for the snap. Good snap. Nice high end-over-end kick. Hits a Mustang. And down there by the Mustangs.
1st down Bobcats.
It'll be 1st down Bel Air Bobcats. They'll put it in play. Looks like just about at their own 25-yard line. First down and 10, the Bobcats with possession. I think some people may have been surprised at the low score so far, 7-0, given the fact that the Bobcats have outscored their opponents by 48, 20, and 42. They've scored those points here this season, giving up just 7 points, that in the first game against Haverty Grace. Run around the left side. Pick up short yardage. Run by Furrow. Gain of about 5 as they put the ball down. Six minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half. Jay Perez, the Bel Air quarterback. Hands inside on the crossbuck. Had the young man coming from left to right, faked to him and then gave the ball right up the middle. Short yardage. Furrow on the run. This Furrow is quite a runner. He's just a hard-nosed kind of runner that gets more out of a play than maybe he should have based on very little opening there. 5'11", 200-pound senior. Nicholas Marzin given the tackle credit on the play. 3rd down and 2. Handoff comes from right to left. Picks up the first down. That was the end around play. Ball given to Jay D'Amico.
Tackle number 33, Hayden Kosinski.
That looks like it's going to come up short of the first down. The ball put down at about the 35. They've got to get to the 36. So here we are again with a big decision for Eric Sigel and the Bel Air Bobcats. 4th down, about a half yard, maybe a little more than that, in their own territory at the 35. Second time the Bobcats have gone for it in their own territory. Handoff, Furrow, got the first down. Still on his feet, still on his feet. He's breaking free down that sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Nate Furrow going for the touchdown. It is a 65-yard touchdown run by Nate Furrow on what was a 4th down and 1/2 yard to go. 65 yards. Wow, what an electrifying run. Here you'll see the replay. Notice he stopped at the line of scrimmage, but keeps those legs moving. No place to go, no place to go. And then out he comes, and there he goes. Nate Furrow down that sideline, 65 yards, 4-play drive, 5 minutes left. Bobcats now go up 13-0. Extra point is good. Added on by Devin Kurzak. So 14-0 the score. The Bobcats going for it on 4th down from their own 35-yard line. The handoff to Furrow. He breaks free through the middle and then went untouched for the touchdown once he got out of that big mass he was in at first. So Furrow showed that he's not only a slashing runner, but he's got great speed as well. Nate Furrow, a two-way player, of course, one of the leaders on defense, the 5'11", 200-pound senior. 4 receptions, 40 yards, coming in with a 8.8 yards per carry average. That'll obviously go up. 4 TDs coming in. He's now got 6, having scored both of the TDs tonight. Wow, what an electrifying run. So the Mustangs now find themselves down by 14-0 in a hole and having to do something here to get the momentum back. Big, high, booming kickoff coming down, taken at the 5-yard line. Good run back. Nice run back by number 11, that's Kyle Frank. Mustangs will put the ball in play in good field position at their own, looks like across the 30-yard line, maybe at the 31. See, Milton Wright offense really haven't been able to get on track yet today. Mustangs victors over Northeast in the first game of the year, 34-7. North Hartford 13-6. And as we said last week, losing to Edgewood by 36-0. Player coming on the field late. Clock stopped at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Kyle Ashman in the shotgun formation. Hands off the right side.
Flag on the field.
Flag goes down and the hat goes down to indicate that's where the ball will be. See what the flag is all about. Referee Steve Warner. It's going to be a blocking personal foul against both teams, so it'll be offsetting penalties. We're talking to the referees before the game, and they said they were not going to let any, let's say, chippiness go on, that they were going to stop anything that was going to be happening early before it got out of hand. So we can see that there was perhaps a little extracurricular on the both sides, and so they threw the flag. It'll be an offsetting penalty. Play will be disallowed, so it'll be first down and 10 again. There you see Steve Warner telling us personal foul offense and personal foul defense. Remains first down and 10. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the half. Kyle Ashman, again, the sophomore quarterback, first-year starter on the varsity. Hands off that right side, following Jacob DiMarino and John Weber. Weber, the big center, 5'11", 325 pounds. But that Bel Air defensive line has been stout. Pickup of about 4 on first down. Mustang fans trying to whip up some support for their team. Kyle Ashman, Tyler Jaskey behind him. To throw, looking for a man. It's almost intercepted, overthrown off the fingertips. It looks like defensively Charles Hammond almost had that interception. Ball was a bit tall for the receiver. Hammond made a nice effort trying to reach behind him and make the catch. Third down and 5. Actually, it's about 3rd and 6. The ball resting at the 34. They've got to get up across the 40 to the Mustangs for a first down. The last thing you want to do is 3 and out here. Bobcats have all the momentum at this point. Ashman looking, being rushed. Now he's going to run. Now throws. It's going to be incomplete. Caught by the coach on the far side. And so the Mustangs will be faced with 4th down now. 4th in their own territory. We've seen them go for it before. 4th down and about 6, a long 6. Nope, they're going to punt the ball away. Probably the wise decision at this point. Back in the punt receiving formation is Trey Dennis, number 25. You see him. A low line drive kind of a punt. Hits, skips. Dennis has it, and he's going to be hemmed in, and down he goes. A loss of maybe 2 yards. Good field position change for the Mustangs. Late stages of the first half. Bobcats will take over after a 3 and out by the Mustangs.
Let's hear it for our Mustang cheerleaders.
Ball resting at about the 28-yard line, where Bel Air will take over on their own 28. 2 touchdowns, both on runs by Nate Furrow. One a 20-yarder, the other a 65-yarder. This time it's Ramsey around the near side. Hit hard, still on his feet, and finally taken off his feet after a gain of maybe 4 or 5. Ramsey showing his toughness, refused to go down on the first hit. Going to pick up about actually 8 on the play, all the way out to the 38-yard line. Make it the 36. He's got to get to the 38 for the first down. Bobcat offensive line, Carter Driscoll, William Entner, Matthew Valenta, Jonathan Zilka, and Alex Visconti.
2nd and 2.
Mason Farrell and Trey Dennis, the flankers, Gavin Shaw and Ty Smothers, Jay Perez, the quarterback, Nate Furrow, and Nehemiah Ramsey. Give to Ramsey off the left side, hit hard and taken down. Big hit on by Joel Tufts. Joel Tufts hits him and takes him down. Number 41 making the tackle. It's going to be no gain on the play. In fact, maybe a loss of 1. That'll bring up 3rd and 2, a short 2. 2:20 and counting left in the half. Don Morrison without my partner, Pat Pollard. Pat on, let's say, another assignment. I think something his wife has for him to do. Glad to have him back next week. Rolling. Throwing the ball. Overthrown and incomplete. Very good pressure put on. No flags on the play. It will bring up a 4th down.
Mustang fans, it's 4th down. Let's hear it for that Mustang defense.
4th down, about just about 2 yards to go. Looks like the Bobcats now up by 14 points are going to take the discretion being the better part of valor. Will be punting the ball away apparently. And they will. Coming up on the ball and fumbling the ball. Picked up, no, not by the Mustangs, by the Bobcats have it. It's Bel Air's Gavin Shaw with the fumble recovery. Very difficult play by C. Milton Wright as they tried to field the ball on the run. Ball hit off the shoulder pad, almost recovered by the Mustangs, and finally Gavin Shaw with the recovery. You'll see how this ball hits off the receiver. The receiver being number 3, Devin Kolb. Devin looks like he has a knee injury, almost recovered by C. Milton Wright, and then recovered by Shaw. And so Bel Air will have the ball on Mustang's 25-yard line. Looks like Kolb was grabbing at his knee as soon as he went down. Coming up on the dead run, trying to field the ball. It almost looked like he was going down as he tried to field it. Whether he had a problem with his leg at that point, causing him to miss the ball, it's just something we can't tell. You see a great picture there on the near sideline of the fumble recovery, Gavin Shaw. Shaw scooping up that rolling football, giving the Bobcats great field position on the 25-yard line of C. Milton Wright. Mustangs fumbling the punt and then having a chance to recover the ball. But again, very difficult. If you've ever tried to pick up a oblong football on the ground as it's rolling, you can tell how hard that is to do. The ball fumbled again by C. Milton Wright, and then Gavin Shaw able to dive right on it and make the recovery. Good to see Kolb up on his own power. Not sure what the injury is, but again, the trainers have assessed it as not being serious enough to be taken off the field on a stretcher or helped off the field. Very tough break for C. Milton Wright. Already up by 14-0, the Bobcats take over. That Mustang defense has to be getting fairly tired because it was 3 and out the last time they had the ball offensively, and now they don't even get back offensively. Bobcats with the ball at the 35-yard line of C. Milton, 1:48 left in the half. Mustangs would love to be able to hold them right here if they could. Perez with the throw, bit high, and the flag does go down. Let's see if there's a pass interference call. Flag right there where the ball was attempted to be received. Officials talking it over. It is go against the Mustangs. It's going to be a hold rather than a pass interference. In either case, it's going to be assessed against the Mustangs. First down. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. No, it's a 10-yard penalty, and so it will be an automatic first down, though. Bobcats pick up their first down to the 25-yard line. Jay Perez, 33 for 49, passing coming in, 475 yards. Hands off. This is Ramsey. Ramsey cuts it back. He's got an open field. Ramsey in for the touchdown. Nehemiah Ramsey hemmed in at the 25-yard line, cuts it back from right to left, and scores the touchdown. So a one-play drive starting at the 35-yard line. Bobcats score on a 25-yard run from Nehemiah Ramsey. You'll see how he's hemmed in as he goes right. Cuts it back to the middle and now goes in untouched with the speed into the end zone. Third touchdown for the Bobcats, all on the ground. Making it 20-0 with 1:33 left. Kick is going to be good. Trezak with that extra point, his third of the game. Make it 21-0 the Bobcats. So it was a 20-yard run by Furrow in the first period, then a 65-yard run by Furrow with 5 minutes left in the second period. And after that fumble recovery, a 25-yard run by Nehemiah Ramsey. Ramsey came into the game with a 10.3 yards per carry average, and he picks up the touchdown, his fourth touchdown of the year. So the Bobcats, who came in as the heavy favorite, are indicating that they intend to come to their arch rivals field and go away with a victory. Got a whole half to play yet, though, so we saw what happened last Sunday when the Ravens had a big lead. Here come the Mustangs now looking for a big play. Open around the right side, great run back. Finally hemmed in, and down he goes. Mustangs looking for a spark. They have the ball now, 1st and 10. Boy, nice run back to the 36-yard line. So in good field position now. Mustangs will take over. 1:23 left in the half. I think they have all 3 of their timeouts left as well. Kyle Ashman, the sophomore quarterback, the son of the head coach, Larry Ashman. Larry Ashman, the PE health teacher, 24 years department chair here at C. Milton Wright. This is his first year as the head coach of the Mustang program. Ashman, 6'4", 160-pound sophomore. Back to throw, being rushed, rolling, throwing, has a man, caught. On the far side of the field, going out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock. Looks like the catch made by Brady Ashman. Brady Ashman, his brother, makes the catch on that far side. Short gain of about 4 yards, make it 2nd and 6. Play only took 4 seconds off the clock, 1:18 left. Brady Ashman, a junior, 6'2", 135 pounds. Ashman being rushed, hit, shakes away from one tackler. Going to be caught on the far side? No, incomplete. Broken up. 2 defenders over there knocking the ball away. Put the ball right on the money, did Ashman, after being flushed out of the pocket. Brings down a third down and again about 6. Got to get up to across the 45-yard line, their own 45 for the first down. Brady Ashman, Lucas Sievert, Alex Smith, and Luciano Higgins, the wide receivers for the Mustangs. Smith here to the near side, along with Luciano Higgins, 8 and 12. Trips here to the near side. Hit and taken down. Right up the middle comes that blitz. And it was the big number 9 in on the tackle. That's Chris Vonzia. Came right up the middle, almost unblocked. It was a low snap. You'll see how the low snap down to pick it up. And as soon as he gets the ball, he gets a face full of Vonziak and also Savion Ricketts. Savion, the middle linebacker, bringing up a punting situation. Bobcats take a timeout with 56 seconds left. They realized if they could get the ball back, they could score again. Savion Ricketts, the first man to hit him, 5'6", 200-pounder. Savion, the wrestling champion at Bel Air. Senior, one of the leading tacklers on the team, had 11 tackles coming in and 4 tackles for loss. His partner, Chris Vonzia, 6'4", 240-pound senior. You have to feel for Kyle Ashman. He barely got the ball, and then he saw nothing but white jerseys in front of him, and down he went. 21-0 as you see, the Bobcats leading. Bel Air scored a touchdown in the first period, and now 2 touchdowns here in the second period. Dennis back to receive the punt. It's a low pooch punt. Rolling, and they'll let it go down. It is at about the 30-yard line. Mustangs put it down there, and Bel Air will put the ball in play. 1st and 10 after the punt at their own 30-yard line. Bobcats would love nothing better than to put a 4th touchdown on the board and sort of put this game at least seemingly out of reach at halftime. Jay Perez, the outstanding senior quarterback for the Bel Air Bobcats, has played his usual great game. And of course, Nate Furrow, what can you say about him? 2 touchdown runs. And Nehemiah Ramsey, the change of pace running back, number 3, also running well. Pitch out to this Y. This is Shaw. Shaw on a big run around the right side. Gavin Shaw, the wide receiver on the far side, on a counter is able to get that pitch back and comes around the near side. So just when you think you've got Furrow and Ramsey in your sights, here comes Gavin Shaw. 39 seconds. Bobcats first down inside midfield, down to about the 43-yard line. Clock stopped at 39 seconds. Gavin Shaw, the 5'8", 160-pound senior. Perez, no fake, back to throw. Little short pitch off. It's to Furrow. Furrow looking for a block. Flag goes down. Gets the first down at the 30-yard line. Let's see what the flag is all about. Furrow is one of those north-south runners. It's going to be against Bel Air. So it's going to wipe out that catch and run by Nate Furrow. Holding is the call. So what would have had the ball down at the 30-yard line? It's going to bring it back, put it at the, let's see, the 47-yard line, where it will be first down and 15. Bobcats took the ball over at their own 30-yard line. Big pass play to Shaw. Actually, a little pitch play to Shaw. High pass. Dennis can't pull it in.
Pass incomplete.
Trey Dennis went up, had it off his fingertips, but couldn't pull it down. 2nd down and 15. Clock stopped at 9 seconds left in the half. With 9 seconds left, you can expect the Hail Mary, the bomb coming here, or some sort of a trickeration play. Of course, the Mustangs would love to get into the halftime just down by 3 scores. Perez back with Furrow next to him. Short pass to Dennis. Pitch back to Furrow. Furrow looking for a block, won't get it. Still on his feet and finally goes down. As the halftime clock expires and we are at halftime. Tell you what, Nate Furrow is the kind of guy that you don't want to meet one-on-one. You better bring your friends and your partners with you because he's not going to go down easily. So that's our score at halftime. The Bel Air Bobcats 21-0 over C. Milton Wright, the host-standing Mustangs, looking to try to duplicate what they did last year, the 28-7 win at Bel Air, looking to take the win here at C. Milton Wright. But the Bobcats looking to go to 4-0 on the year. So we'll take a break with the score 21-0. We'll come back right after the half with more football action from C. Milton Wright. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, we're back with you at C. Milton Wright High School. Don Morrison, my pleasure to be along with you. Bel Air High School versus C. Milton Wright High School. Always a battle when these two teams get together in any sport. We're on the Mustang field. The Bel Air Bobcats leading by a score of 21-0, as the Bobcats scored 3 touchdowns in that first half. The first touchdown scored at 3:15 left in the first period. It was on a 20-yard run by Nate Furrow. Nate Furrow had been the young man that made the stop when C. Milton Wright tried to go for it at their own 33-yard line. So the Bobcats took over on the 33, and in 3 plays, they went that 33 yards, the last 20 from Furrow to score, with Trziak adding the extra point, making it 7-0. Then in the second period, the Bobcats stopped C. Milton Wright on 4th down, took over, and Bobcats were on their own 25-yard line, picked up a first down on 4th down when Furrow hit the line, but then just as the Mustangs thought they had him stopped and maybe he was wiggling for a couple of yards, he was able to break through and went for 65 yards for the touchdown on that 4th down play. So on 4 plays, they went 75 yards, did the Bobcats. 5 minutes left in that half, and made it 14-0 when Trziak added the extra point. And then late in the half, it was a punt by the Bobcats, attempted to be fielded by C. Milton Wright. The fumbled on the attempted catch of the punt, bounced around. It was recovered by the Bobcats, by Gavin Shaw, and then that ball on the 35-yard line. The penalty moved it down to the 25, and then in one play, it was Nehemiah Ramsey going over from 25 yards out. Trziak adding the extra point, making it 21-0. And that was our score as we went into the half. So the Mustangs now have to get off the mat, come back in the second half. Obviously, they have to get a spark, some sort of a spark to get themselves started. They will get the ball in the second half to start with. Hope you're enjoying this sports event on the Harford TV. Brought to you, as always, as we cover the many, many different varieties of sports here in the fall season. Everything from golf to cheerleading to boys and girls volleyball to girls and boys soccer and golf, as we mentioned, and then, of course, football. C. Milton Wright coming in tonight with a 2-1 record. They lost this past week by 36-0 to Edgewood, looking to get off the mat. Bel Air Bobcats coming in at 3-0. They've had a great season so far. 48-7, they beat Havre de Grace the first week of the season, beat Century 20-0, and then last week took North Harford by a final score of 42-0. So the Bobcats now giving up just 7 points in 3 games and a half at this point. Add the 21 points they've scored to the 48, 20, and 42, and you can see it's been domination by Eric Siegel's team. Eric Siegel, his 18th year on the Bobcat program. his 4th year as head coach. Coming in with a 10-12 overall record in those 4 years, so he's really looking to improve, obviously, this year as they have. Quarterback Jay Perez going all the way for the Bobcats, the senior, coming in at 33 for 49, 475 yards. Look at Nate Furrow. Now, he came in with 336 yards. We know he has 85 on just those 2 runs. We obviously don't have any official stats, but that's what we know right now. His running mate, Nehemiah Ramsey, with the touchdown on that 25-yard run. So they complement each other. Furrow with a slashing back, the powerful back, also with the speed. Nate Ramsey with the, Nehemiah Ramsey with that breakaway speed as well. Gavin Shaw, besides recovering that fumble, had a big run earlier in the half as well. So we're just about ready to get started for the second half. Hope you're enjoying it. The atmosphere just great here at C. Milton Wright. The whiteout for the Bel Air Bobcat fans, the blackout for C. Milton Wright. Again, the arch rivals, C. Milton Wright, as we mentioned, 28-7 victors last year. Bobcats looking to avenge that. C. Milton Wright winning on the Bel Air field last year, and now the Bobcats trying to return that favor on C. Milton Wright's field. So the Bobcats going from right to left, the white clothed Bobcats. They'll be kicking the ball off. And here we go. We are underway as Devin Terzak kicks the ball off into the end zone. Terzak showing that great leg that made the 3 conversions in the first half. So it'll be C. Milton Wright football. They'll send out their sophomore quarterback Kyle Ashman, along with Tyler Jaskey, Luciano Higgins, Lucas Seaford, Brady Ashman, and Alex Smith. Those the skill position players. Along the line, Luke Longerbeam, Arturo Vasconcelos, John Weber, Jacob D. Marino, and Josh Asawaga. That's the lineman from left to right. Starting at their own 20-yard line are the Mustangs. Handoff, Jaskey, bouncing it outside. Hit, and down he goes. Again, it's that man again. Number 24, Nate Furrow, with the tackle. Pardon me, that was Quante Salters, number 20, not number 22, Jaskey, with the carry. And he does pick up a first down. So off to a good start. On a run of about, looks like about 11 yards. First down and 10, the ball at the 31. Ashman in the shotgun. Salters beside him. Throwing. Has his man. It's complete. Another first down. And the first down indicated by Alex Smith. And a flag goes down. Let's see what that flag came down after the play was over. Officials talking it over. Steve Warner, the referee in the white hat. John Blaha, linesman is Jim Ellis. It's going to go against the Mustangs.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Mustangs.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. I didn't see it. You did see Alex Smith gesture first down when he got up, but I'm not sure that was the call. So that big gain, and they are out almost to the 50-yard line. It's going to be wiped out, and will have a first down since it was a dead ball foul. First and 10, the ball back to the 20-yard line, pretty much where they started. Actually, the ball is on the 30 now that we look again. Hit and held. is the ball carrier. That was Salters again. Christopher Zaha, Carter Driscoll, Mason Farrell across that front line of the Bobcats. Linebackers are Bryson Calamita, Raul Hubbard, Savion Ricketts, Nate Furrow, and Devin Terzak. In the defensive backfield, Nehemiah Ramsey, Trey Dennis, Charles Hammond, and Aiden Valentin. Second down and 10. Ashman. Hands it off. Very little gain. Furrow again on the tackle. Nate Furrow coming in with 21 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss. He has been all over the field as the 5'11", 200-pound senior, both offensively and defensively. Loss of 1, bring up a third down, 3rd and 11. The ball resting at 30. They've got to get out to the 40. Big third down play. Ashman calling signals. Back to throw. Being rushed. Now running the ball. Hemmed in and down he will go. That Bobcat defense is just relentless. Looked like Devin Truzak on the tackle, the first man to hit him. Gain of about 1. It'll bring up 4th down and 9. A punting situation for the Mustangs. So that first down that had them out near midfield wiped out on the unsportsmanlike penalty call. And it'll bring up another punting situation. Keith Cochran, that is, in to punt the ball away. It's a high snap over Cochran's head. He's back to field it. Now he gets the punt away somehow. It's going to be fielded by Bel Air. That Gavin Shaw, and he'll be taken down at the 30-yard line. Flags are down. The ball was fielded by Bel Air's number 21, Aiden Valentin. Let's see if they may call roughing the punter. I'm not sure. Let the officials call it. It's a great play. You'll see how this happened. The snap went over the head of the punter, Keith Cochran. Cochran goes back and fields the ball and somehow gets the punt off, and yeah, he's hit as he punts the ball. Even though he was scrambling, he picked the ball up. He was a punter, and the rules do protect him because with your leg in the air that way, that's how serious injuries could happen. So it looks like the Mustangs may get a break on this penalty if it is what we think it is, roughing the kicker. Very brave play by the Bobcats as well. Aiden Valentin coming up and receiving that short punt. He was taken down as soon as he caught it. So the officials are sorting it out. Steve Warner brings the ball out to the line of scrimmage again, which was the 30-yard line. Nate Furrow, one of the captains, number 24, coming over talking to his coaches, explaining exactly what happened. So the break for the Mustangs now, that'll give them a first down on the 15-yard penalty up to the 45-yard line. So instead of the Bobcats having the ball at the 30, C. Milton Wright will have the ball at the 46-yard line. So a big roughing the punter penalty will give C. Milton Wright a first down. Kyle Ashman, quarterback, sophomore, been under pressure the entire game. Flips it over to the near side. Very little running room. At Salters again. Savion Ricketts in on the tackle, along with Trey Dennis. Very little room, or maybe a pickup of 1 on first down. Drive started on the 20-yard line. The Mustangs went backwards for a while after that penalty was assessed against them. Now they have the ball again, threatening to cross midfield. 8 minutes left in this third period, a 4-minute drive so far for C. Milton. Handoff. Salters. Boy, he's hit and held. Yep, number 24, Nate Furrow. Furrow has just been in the backfield all night. Nate Furrow, the spiritual leader of this team, you can tell, one of the captains. Offensively, he scored 2 touchdowns, one a 20-yard run, the other a 65-yarder, and defensively, he has just dominated. Third down, 3rd and 11. Back to throw, being rushed, flag goes down, and boom, down goes Ashman. And another flag is thrown. Looks like Ricketts maybe is going to be thrown for, the flag thrown for throwing down Ashman. 2 flags on the field. The one was at the line of scrimmage. The other was going to be against Savion Ricketts on that wrestling takedown. Remember, we told you he's a great wrestler for the Bobcats. You'll see the replay what happens here. Back to throw, can't find a man. And down he goes. It's going to be against the Bobcats.
Holding Mustangs.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole penalty against.
Personal foul Bobcats. Penalties all set.
Offsetting penalties was a holding call against C. Milton Wright. And all we'll get out of that is a replay of third down, and hopefully Kyle Ashman is not the worst for wear on that takedown. We said 10 Ricketts. We believe that was number 10 who made that tackle. Did a great job of penetrating. But then the extracurricular and taking him down to the turf, that's where the penalty was called. So it's third down, 3rd and 11. They've got to get up to the 44 of Bel Air. Ashman rolling, throwing, has a man, complete. Almost a first down fumble, but he recovers it. Now let's see, does the Bobcats get the ball? The ball came loose, and it looked like C. Milton Wright had recovered, but now they're saying the Bobcats may have it. The pass was complete to Ethan Lilo, number 32. Here you'll see the replay how this little short dump pass is complete. Replay coming up. Check, it is number 33 and not 32. Hayden Kaczynski with the catch. The ball looks like it was recovered by the Bobcats, but instead it's the Mustangs who come up with it, facing a 4th down, 4th and about a 1 yard to go. I don't think he made it. I think he went right into the center of the line, and he was stopped there by number 12, Mason Furl, the 6 foot, 205-pound defensive end. So with just 1 yard to pick up, the Mustangs are unable to get it. The Bobcat defense comes up big. Mason Farrell, Carter Driscoll, Chris Vanzia, that defensive line supported by the linebackers. So the Bobcats will take over in good field position. If there's one good thing for the Mustangs, they gave their defense a little bit of a rest. That drive 6 minutes almost, 6 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third period as the Bobcats take over at their own 46-yard line on downs. Perez back to throw, long man up the middle, it's going to be intercepted, no, and a flag will go down. Almost an interception. The flag is thrown, and that looks like it could be a pass interference. Let the officials call it. It's going to be against the Mustangs. Not a spot foul as it is in the NFL, but it's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Ball almost intercepted. Looks like it was overthrown, and I think if you're the Mustangs, you'll say maybe uncatchable, but the call is made. Big penalty against the Mustangs, so we'll put the ball at the 35-yard line.
First down, Bobcats.
No, they're going to march it all the way down inside the 35 to the, looks like to the 25-yard line. I'm not sure. Normally you would think that penalty would have been assessed from the line of scrimmage, but okay, now I'm told from the booth, thank you, they added an unsportsmanlike conduct, so 2 penalties on the play. Ball down at the 25-yard line. So it was pass interference and then unsportsmanlike added to that. Perez inside handoff. Furrow still battling for yards is Furrow. Again, we said it a couple of times, one man is not going to bring down Nate Furrow. You better bring your friends because he's not going to go down easily.
Flag on the field.
Flag goes down again. A lot of flags on the field here tonight, and we were told before the game that they were going to look for chippiness, and we've seen some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Officials are warning the Bel Air sideline to
Sideline warning, Bobcats.
back off from the sideline. The players and coaches have to be behind that white restraining line. Usually it's just a warning first, and then they can assess a penalty later. So the play stands. It's a 5-yard gain.
Second and 4.
Second down, a short 5 to go. In motion, handoff inside. That's Furrow. Furrow battling for yardage, and he's got the touchdown. Nate Furrow, his 3rd touchdown of the game. This one coming from 25 yards out. Nate Furrow has 3 touchdowns now, 2 25-yarders. I should say one a 20-yarder, one a 25, and then now a 65-yard run. Wow. You'll see how Nate Furrow takes the inside handoff. Hit at the line of scrimmage, shakes one tackle, bounces it outside, and then just out sprints everybody to the end zone. Furrow with his 3rd touchdown. Terzak in to attempt the extra point. It's up. And it's good. 28-0 as Terzak has been perfect. So Furl with a 20-yard touchdown run in the first period, a 65-yard touchdown run in the second period, and now a 25-yard run with 5:31 left in the third period. Add the touchdown run of 25 yards by Nehemiah Ramsey, and that is the 28-0 score with those 4 extra points added by Devin Terzak. It has been a dominating performance by the Bel Air Bobcats, both offensively and defensively. Mustangs hung tough for half or a little over half of that first period. But then the Bobcats have dominated from that point. Looking to go to 4-0 on the year. Terzak with a line drive kickoff, fielded, and it'll be brought back. And a flag will go down.
Flag on the field.
Returned there by C. Milton Wright's Jason Smith. Flag went down right at the point of the tackle. Steve Warner, the referee, getting his crew together. Holding is going to be the call against And a personal foul against Bel Air, holding against C. Milton. Personal foul against Bel Air.
Holding Mustangs.
It will be Mustang ball, but they're going to start way back in their own territory.
Personal foul Bobcats. Penalties offset.
Yep, they're going to say offsetting penalties. Let's see where they're going to place the ball down. They're going to put it down, gosh, that looks like about the 9-yard line. So the Mustangs will start deep in their own territory. Ball just about at the 9-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Kyle Ashman been under pressure all night from that relentless Bel Air defense. Handoff. Hit as it comes into the hole, very little gain. Salters. Ricketts in on the tackle. Second down. Second down, a loss of about 3, so it's going to be second down and about 13. Drive started at the 9-yard line after the penalty.
Second down.
In motion, handoff, almost a fumble, and now it is a fumble into the end zone. It's going to be a safety. The safety is going to be the call as the ball went through the end zone. The Bobcats will pick up 2 points, and they'll also get the ball on a free kick coming up by the Mustangs. So it's a safety as the fumble goes through the end zone. And now they say no, it's a touchdown. They're going to say that the Bobcats did recover the fumble before it went into the end zone. You'll see there's the fumble. The ball knocked loose. Diving on the ball. It looks like number 1, Tavon Anderson, with the fumble recovery. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to say Anderson gets the touchdown. So the fumble recovery in the end zone makes it now 34-0. Terzak in to add the extra point. That's good. And that makes it 35-0. So it goes from bad to worse for the Mustangs as that fumble, which at first was ruled out of the end zone for a safety and a 2-point assessment against C. Milton Wright, ends up being recovered in the end zone by the Bobcats, number 1, Tavon Anderson. So with 4:02 now left here in this third period. And in high school rules, with a 35-point lead in the second half, it will be a running clock. So you can expect, unless C. Milton Wright can score and get back within that 35-point margin, less than 35, the clock will continue to run. So we're down to 3:40 now. Ball bounces up, fielded by C. Milton Wright. Flag goes down, bouncing outside, still on his feet, and now taken out of bounds. That run back, a good hard run back by C. Milton Wright's number 11, Clive Frank.
Holding Mustangs.
It's going to be a holding penalty against C. Milton Wright. So again, they get a good run back, but it's wiped out by penalty. Just been one of those nights for the Mustangs where even when they've done things right, they have been sort of taken away from them by mistakes that they make or by penalties called against them. Clock running with 2:41 left in the third period. Bobcats leading by 35-0. 2 touchdowns scored here in this third period, one at 5:24. That the third touchdown run by Nate Furrow. And now the fumble recovery in the end zone by Anderson, and the extra points added by Terziak. Ashman. Handoff. Big tackle by the Bobcats. That's Anderson. Tavon Anderson, 6'2", 195-pound junior. 1:50 and clock rolling, left in the third period. Gain of about 2 on first down. Bobcats led 21-0 at half. They've added 2 touchdowns here in the third period to go up by 35-0. Ashman. Incomplete, overshoots his man. Looking for his brother Brady Ashman. Third down and 8. Bobcat fans, you probably hear them on our field mic on the near side. They are enjoying themselves coming here to see Milton Wright after last year watching their team lose at home 28-7. They've come here to see Milton Wright and return the favor, if you will. 35-0 with 50 seconds and counting left in the third period. Third down, about 8 yards to go. Timeout on the field. 49 seconds left in this third period. Mustangs deeper in their own territory at the, looks like about the 23-yard line. Don Morrison, very happy to be with you here at C. Milton Wright. Want to thank the folks here at C. Milton Wright for making us welcome, even in a difficult situation where they have a big crowd, obviously. When it's a rivalry, they made it very comfortable for our Hartford TV crew to be here. We really appreciate that. About ready to get back underway. 49 seconds. As soon as the whistle blows, the clock will start. Third down, 3rd and 8. Ashman looking, throwing. Complete, great catch. Good hands. And now they're saying, not sure if he was able to hold on to the ball. The catch made by Jason Smith, Alex Smith as he likes to be called. He was hit hard, and I think the ball may have come loose. That Bobcat defense has just been relentless and just gang tackling. They have been very dominating this entire game. Quarterback Ashman has been under pressure throughout the game, and when he has had a chance to throw, his receivers have been tightly covered. In this case, just smacked down as the ball reached his hands. Alex Smith with a great reception, but just as he put the ball away, he was hit hard.
Number 8, Jason Smith.
He's goes by the name Alex Smith, I'm told. His given name is Jason, but glad to say Alex and Jason are up and off the field under his own power. And I think they are going to give him the catch, too. They're going to say that the ball came loose after he was down. Great catch by Smith. And a very, very tough catch and hold on the ball, being hammered by that Bel Air defender. So it is a first down, 1st and 10. Good gain by the Mustangs out to the 36-yard line. Kyle Ashman to throw. Has his man on the far side. He's going nowhere.
Graham on the tackle.
Up to make the tackle was Michael Graham. Just as soon as the receiver got the ball, he got a load of number 11, Michael Graham. And that will be the end of the third period as the Bel Air Bobcats have continued to dominate this game,
Bobcats 35, Mustangs 0.
leading by 35-0. 12 minutes left in the game. It will be a running clock unless the Mustangs can bring the score within that 35-point margin. Bobcats having won their first 3 games of the year in very convincing fashion. 48-7 over Haverty Grace, 20-0 over Century, and last week 42-0 over North Hartford. Right now they lead, as you can see, 35-0 against their arch rival C. Milton. The C. Milton Wright Mustangs coming in at 2-1. They won their first 2 games. They defeated Northeast by 34-7. Then they defeated North Hartford 13-6. Last week they lost to Edgewood by 36-0. Edgewood undefeated. They play Hartford Tech this week, obviously tonight. We have no idea what's happening in that game, so we'll have the Edgewood game next week. Their homecoming against North Hartford. They'll either be 3-1, or if they have beaten Hartford Tech, they'll be 4-0 in the homecoming game. First down and 10. For a tackle by Ricketts. Davion Ricketts coming in and making the tackle. Luciana Higgins barely got the ball on that end around, and in the backfield was Savion Ricketts with the tackle. A loss of about 7. Second down and 17. We mentioned that Ricketts is a county champion and a regional champion wrestler. Just a senior now. He's also an avid hunter in his spare time. That time he was hunting in the backfield of C. Milton Wright. Second down, 17. Check it, third down and 17. Rolling, throwing, intercepted. Intercepted by, is that 16? By the Bobcats, and finally taken down. The interception made by Jay D'Amico, number 16. Picking the ball right out of the air was D'Amico, bringing it all the way back inside the Mustang 30-yard line. D'Amico with the great hands, and then the big run back inside the 16-yard line. Dragged down on the tackle. Injured player on the field. You'll see this interception plucked out of the air on a great interception by Bel Air's number 16, Jay D'Amico. Looks like he may have been injured when he was taken down on that tackle. Clock stopped at 10:57. Timeouts and injuries, the only time that the clock would stop with that 35-0 lead by the Bobcats. Bel Air has dominated on offense, they've dominated on defense, and they've dominated on special teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the number 16, Jay D'Amico.
Jay D'Amico up and being helped off the field after that interception.
First down, Bobcats.
Bobcats with a first down inside the 25-yard line at about the 24. First down and 10. Bobcats on the interception. Jay Perez still in at quarterback. Clock started now, running at 10:45. Nehemiah Ramsey next to him. Back to throw. Looking for the end zone. Dennis with a catch. Trey Dennis with a leaping catch in the end zone. What a brilliant catch. A 25-yard touchdown pass from Jay Perez to Trey Dennis in the corner of the end zone. Dennis with a leaping catch. So one play, 25-yard drive. It's now 41-0 Bel Air. Here you'll see how Perez drops back, no pressure, lofts the ball up. Dennis with a leaping catch for the touchdown. Brilliant play by Trey Dennis. Defensively, Eric Berger went up and tried to defend. Ball perfectly thrown, Dennis up making the catch. That was a spectacular play. The extra point added by Terzak, and that's now 42-0. So the 25-yard touchdown pass, Perez's first touchdown pass of the night to Dennis. Trey Dennis with his 5th touchdown catch of the year. 42-0, the Bobcats dominating here on C. Milton Wright turf.
Please meet your players up by the buses, not by the field or gate. Please let's exit as quickly and quietly as possible. Thank you all for a fantastic evening of Hartford County football.
42-0, the lead for the Bel Air Bobcats. They led 21-0 at the half. They've added 21 points here in the second half. They've scored in just about every way possible, recovering a fumble in the end zone, a touchdown pass, 3 touchdown runs by Nate Furrow, and a touchdown run by Nehemiah Ramsey. Here come the Mustangs trying to get on the board. Taken down on the far side. 8 minutes and 45 seconds and counting left in the ball game.
First down, Mustangs.
So the Bobcats go to 4-0 on the year. Mustangs will drop to 2-2. Bobcats giving indication that they are just a very high-powered team, both offensively and defensively. Good size, good speed. Nate Furrow, one of the outstanding players that we've seen in a number of years. Again, both on offense and defense. Handoff inside. Clock running at 7:55. So the interception by the Bel Air Bobcats made by Jay D'Amico, bringing it back to the 25-yard line, and that set up the touchdown pass from Jay Perez to Trey Dennis. Dennis, again, we mentioned, has 5 TDs now on the year. That was the 9th touchdown pass for Jay Perez, his first of this night. Handoff inside. Boy, that Bel Air defense just not about to give up anything. And on the tackle was Raul Hubbard, the 5'8", 190-pound senior. No gain on the play. Third down. Third down, a long 8, maybe a short 7. Clock running at 6:50 left in the game. Handoff. And the tackle.
Third down.
Picking up the number for the Bobcats. It looked like it was number 15 on the tackle, Evan Freeney, in the ball game. That will bring up a 4th down, a punting situation for C. Milton Wright. Just about 6 minutes left in the game, clock running. Keith Cochran in to punt the ball away. Flag goes down.
Flag on the field.
Going to be against the Mustangs. Some sort of a procedure call.
Flag on the Mustangs.
That'll back them up 5 yards. Here comes the punt. Takes a bounce in favor of the Bobcats and will run dead at about the 45-yard line. For the Bobcats, will put the ball in play, 1st and 10. Clock running at 5 minutes and about 15 seconds. It should be inside 5 minutes by the time the Bobcats put the ball in play.
Up outside the locker room, do not wait by the gates. Bobcat fans and parents, you will meet your players up by the buses. Do not wait by the field or gate. Please exit as quickly and quietly as possible.
Ball at the 42-yard line. There is a jump on the field. You may hear some of the announcements in the background with the crowds being large and the rivalry. They're attempting to make sure the two sets of fans get out of this field separately. And so they're arranging to have one group of fans meet at a certain place and the other at another place. It's a very wise thing to do. Friday night football, high school football here in Harford County. Bobcats dominating from beginning to end. Free with the ball, running down the sideline. That's Nehemiah Ramsey. Ramsey cuts it back. He has a touchdown. There's a flag though. Wait a minute, don't do anything just yet. That was a 54-yard, no, check a 57-yard run. Let's see if it counts. So Ramsey has his second touchdown of the night if it stands. You'll see how he simply outruns everyone. We'll wait a second and see what the flag is all about. They're picking it up, no flag, and so the touchdown will count.
No flag, touchdown Bobcats.
You'll see how Nehemiah Ramsey takes the handoff, cuts it right outside, shakes one tackle, and then outruns everybody down that sideline. And you'll notice at the end, waves goodbye and gets a chance to slap hands with his partner, Trey Dennis. So it is a 67-yard, check it, a 57-yard touchdown run for Nehemiah Ramsey. That makes it 48-0. Trezak in to attempt what could be his 7th extra point if it's successful. Up and good. Trezak has been perfect.
That's point is no good.
Nope, pardon me, it is no good. Excuse me, the ball is off to the side. So 6 out of 7 for Devin Trezak. Leaves the score at 48-0 with 2:50 and counting left in the game. Wow, what a performance by the Bel Air Bobcats. Nehemiah Ramsey now with 2 touchdowns. Nate Furrow with 3. Touchdown pass from Jay Perez to Trey Dennis. And then the fumble recovery in the end zone by Tavon Anderson. So the Bobcats, who won last week 42-0 over North Hartford, go one better, winning here tonight with the score right now at 48-0. Bobcats have given up only 7 points all year. That came in the first game of the season against Haverty Grace when they won 48-7. Mustangs looking to have something happen positively. Nice run back as the Mustang fans are happy that their team has not given up. With 1:40 and counting left in the game, good to see the Mustangs still with a fighting spirit. Minute 29 and counting left in the game. It looks like that might be our final score unless the Mustangs can come up with something here in the closing seconds. We've wrapped the game up for you to tell you that Nate Furrow with 3 touchdowns, Nehemiah Ramsey with 2.
Timeout, Mustangs.
Mustangs do take a timeout with 1:26. Tim Anderson with that fumble recovery in the end zone.
Timeout, Bobcats.
They say the Bobcats, not the Mustangs, take the timeout. The 25-yard touchdown pass from Perez to Dennis. So, as we said, the Bobcats have scored in just about every way you can score. Fumble recovery in the end zone, a touchdown pass, long touchdown run, short touchdown runs. Furrow with a 20-yard touchdown run, a 65-yard touchdown, and a 25-yard touchdown run. Ramsey with a 57-yard touchdown run and a 25-yard touchdown run. So the Mustangs have time maybe for 1 or 2 more plays. Ball outside for about 5 yards. Clock running, coming up on the 1 minute mark. Bel Air Bobcats have simply dominated the game offensively, defensively. The game was 0-0 until about 5 minutes left in the first period, and when Bel Air finally broke into the scoring column, it's been all the Bobcats since then. Nice run by C. Milton Wright. .30 seconds. Could be the last play of the game as the Mustangs come out. Kyle Ashman having gone all the way. Check it, we have a new quarterback in just now. As some subs have come in. The new quarterback for C. Milton Wright on that play was Jason Smith. And that is the end of the ball game as the clock counts down to 0-0-0. The Bobcats storm on the field with their whiteout fans celebrating this huge victory at C. Milton Wright. Final score, 48-0. The Bel Air Bobcats have won on the C. Milton Wright field. Players come out to shake hands, the fans out with the Bel Air Bobcats fans celebrating. It looks like good sportsmanship on both sides. Coaches and officials out separating the two groups, allowing the Bel Air team and the C. Milton Wright team to exchange greetings one with the other. The Bel Air fans return to their place in the stands, very happy with that 48-0 win.
Do not get yourself in trouble.
And so that is our final score here. The Bel Air Bobcats winning by 48-0. 3 touchdowns for Nate Furrow, 2 touchdowns for Nate Ramsey, a fumble recovery in the end zone for Tim Anderson, touchdown pass from Jay Perez to Trey Dennis. A dominating win by the Bel Air Bobcats, winning it by a final score of 48-0. They go to 4-0 on the season. The C. Milton Wright Mustangs, they drop to 2-2. So on behalf of the entire crew here from Hartford TV, Don Morrison, thanking you all for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed watching the game, watching Bel Air win this final game with the final score of 48-0 over their arch rivals, the Mustangs. Again, hope you've enjoyed it. Don Morrison, have a great night. Good night, everyone.